Alrighty everyone, what is going on, and welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're going to be going over a droning guide and some tips for you guys to look into in terms of when and where you should be droning and how to effectively use your drone in the best situations in ranked, casual or unranked. So this is going to be all-round tips of how I personally like to use my drone and how I feel you guys should use your drones as well. If you do find this useful, make sure to leave a like on the video and drop a sub. I'd really appreciate it. And if you don't find it useful in the end, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below before you leave, because I'd really appreciate some criticism to make better videos. With that said, I think that's enough talking from me. Also, make sure to check out my Twitch, and let's dive into this video. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, if you guys have been watching videos beforehand, you've probably heard this a lot, but when you spawn in, I am in Terrace Hunt, so I had to set this up, but when you spawn in, there is going to be a drone that's going to spawn with you in your location. So this is where I would chose to spawn, so there would have been a drone around here. Always save this drone. You do not want to waste your first drone that you spawn in with. This drone is just as important as your backup drone that sits between your ass cheeks when you start the round off. This drone is very important to keep as well. Finding sight is useful, but once you have found sight, don't just aimlessly send your drone into the objective and just get it shot. Bring it back outside, or just bring it to somewhere where you know you're going to push. Put it next to you, and then just pick it up. And now you have two drones on your side. That is the number one thing you're going to want to use. That's the number one thing you'll want to do before you do anything in terms of my tips for you when it comes to droning. Always try and save your first drone. It doesn't always happen, so I understand that, but saving your first drone is going to always help you out if you can do it. And if you can get that drone saved, do it. And with that said, now that you have two drones in your inventory, you're always going to want to use both. So here I have my drone, obviously. I know Terrace Hunt isn't the best example, but we're going to drone in here. Obviously, the first tip I'm going to give in terms of using a drone into an objective is to always drone entry points. So this is my entry point here. We drone this guy out, we kill him. So obviously Terrace Hunt is not the best example as well, but always drone the entry point you're going to drone. The entry point you're going to enter into the map. Droning the entry point is important because you need to make sure you can get into the site safely without getting early fragged. That's really going to stitch up your team. So say you were to push through the main entrance area of Villa, you're going to want to drone this out just to make sure no one's camping back here, no one's chilling around here. Maybe check fucking art gallery over here, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, gallery, that's what I thought. And then you're going to want to go check main stairs as well, make sure no one's sitting there. If this was a ranked game, of course, obviously terrorists aren't the smartest. So obviously we just saw that terrorist rotate up main stairs. Nope, he's right there, and I'm in the line of sight. Alright, so this is what I mean, drone your entry point. So we found someone, he gave us a good example, we found someone on the entry point. You're either going to want to frag them, or you're just not going to push them. That's your two options in terms of pushing. So at the moment there's just an unlimited amount of people pushing me. So now that you've droned that, you're going to want to drone that hallway and art studio, and now you are good to push in. So now you are good to push in, you know it's safe. Don't always trust your drone though, because someone could have rotated in the short time you've been off your drone, so always do make sure to check things as well. Like that. My homie was there. He was there when we droned him out. I didn't actually drone the piano, but that is all good. Alright, so now we are in piano. Again, I wouldn't usually do this in a ranked game, but I pick up my drone. So the next thing you're going to want to do is to drone the drone roam clears. So roam clears obviously is, say the site, let's say the objective was in here. Games aviator objective. If you are trying to roam clear this site, you're going to want to check down here. Down in, what's the room? I can't remember the room's name exactly. And trophy and statuary. So at the moment, this is trophy statuary. Obviously, I'm in it. I probably should have given an example of actual droning, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, so this would be a roam clear if the site was aviator. So you want to drone this out. You want to drone this out. You'd want to drone this out. I'd say if they're downstairs, maybe just situate a drone, which is another tip I'm going to get to as next. But using your drone as flank cams is one of the most effective ways you can utilize your drone. So literally just putting your drone here, hopping off. If someone's dead, just say my guy. Watch the cam. That's going to give you complete intel of over red stairs as long as the cam doesn't get destroyed. Which means if you were attacking and you were pushing aviator over here and you needed cover, if you had both drones you could put, so see that? It sounds like someone's coming up. Yeah, there you go. You get that call, bam. These fucking terrorists are literally setting up my video for me, but that's literally all you do. you just have someone sitting on that cam, they'd say, someone's coming red, fucking whatever call-out you get, you check that, hopefully you get the frag, or you fuck off and hold a longer angle. Say, if you're a stingy dog, you can do something like this, I don't know, never prone though, proning's not going to help you out, or you could just hold something like this, or you might be in sight and you can just say, oh shit, someone's red, yeah. That's just an example of roam clearing. I'm not going to go into too much detail there, but that's another example. Obviously, Terrorist didn't see it because he's not very smart. Alright, so, and then the final tip for droning is going to be, obviously, I added an extra tip that I didn't actually write down, but I should have thought of that. Setting up flank cams with drones is 100% one of the best ways to utilize your drone. Obviously, you can't be on your drone at all times, and once it gets to that last minute and a half, I'd say you should probably be focusing on pushing. So if you have both drones up and you were to push this, literally 90 camera, red camera, and you have all of your flanks covered, you can push straight through aviator door with no problems pretty much, except for there. Hopefully you have control of that by now because you roam cleared. And the final tip that I'm going to get over is when you have access, if you still have access to a drone later in the round, drone the site. So say you're up to the point where you have roam cleared and you are safe to push the site, drone the site, find out where everyone is on site. If there is still an operator alive that isn't on site, then that's still a successful drone because you know someone's still off site, so you could either make a play and get to site quickly, or you need to start focusing on him before he flanks the fuck out of all of you. I'd say the best situation there would be to take site, but drone the site, give calls on where it is, and start making pushes. Like say you droned it out, someone was vault, so you know you can push it into here, you can start planning here, or you can start planning here, but obviously if that person was offside, I'd 100% plan here as the most covered spot. If you droned out and someone was behind bar, you can either go for a wall bang, or you can take vault if vault was clear and start playing vault, start free firing stuff over there, stuff like that. This is just all examples of what the drone really can do. But before I go any further, I think it's about time I reinforce the fact that I've talked about you should be droning a lot, but do not over drone. You should not waste longer than, I'd say, about a minute on your drone. If you try and split up your quartiles of the round into a three-part section, that will help you out a lot. First section is for entry. The first minute is for entry. Get into the site and just start making your way around the site and get into the actual map. Second minute is for roam clearing, clear as many roamers as you can in that minute. And then third minute is for site pushing. If you balance this out, the clock really should not be a problem for you whatsoever, and then you should really have no problems with actually taking the site, roam clearing efficiently. Obviously, these can vary. You might spend a minute 30 on the roam clear. You might spend a minute 30 getting into site. But if you are able to actually stick to this schedule, time won't be a problem. And people not sticking to the schedule, like if you spend 2 minutes roam clearing, is the reason why people run out of time. But with that said, the very final tip I'm going to quickly give you guys is if you are uncertain at any point of a push, drone it out. Droning is your best friend in this game. Never forget that. I hope if you take anything from this video, never forget that the drone is your friend. I'm going to keep playing this terrorist hunt so there's something entertaining to watch in the background. But the drone is always going to be your friend. Never forget that. The drone is the best gadget you will ever have in this game. This game is Intel based. I probably shouldn't be playing the terrorist hunt so I can actually talk consistently, but this game is Intel based, and a drone is essentially the best Intel gadget that will ever be added to this game, along with cameras on defense. So use the drone as an advantage, use it as your friend, and it will always help you out if you drone effectively. Hopefully this video helped you out with that, and if it did, make sure to leave a like. If it didn't help you out, leave a comment before you leave and let me know what I can do better. Someone's rushing the fuck out of me. Let me get rid of him real quick. Yeah, that'll help you out. Let me know if that did anything wrong. Leave a sub on the video. Leave a sub on the channel if you enjoyed. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Check out my Twitch if you have any further questions, or you just want to see me actually play some games, and maybe you want to say how the fuck are you making videos because you have no game sense whatsoever. I'll take anything at this point. Come check out my Twitch, links in the description. That's enough talking from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Control.